continuation also of a cross-examination of another witness, Ms. Perlita Ele, is in order in the agenda. She is the Executive Clerk of Court, RTC, Quezon City. There were documents to be submitted requested by the prosecution. Notarial commission issued by Attorney Maynard Panela, monthly statements, reports covering letters of all documents acknowledged by Attorney Panela, including the year 2007.
Ms. Ele is was presented by the defense.
Yes, Mr. President.
So she's going to be cross-examined by the prosecution.
Yes, Mr. President.
All right?
Yes, Your
Again,
Honor. She is already in the building, Your Honor. She's on her way to the court.
We will wait for her. Trial suspended for...
Yeah, Mr. President, before you suspend me, we recognize Senator Escudero while we're
the
waiting.
gentleman from Sorsogon.
Thank you, Mr. President. While we're waiting for the witness, Mr. President, just a quick question on both sides, just so that we know what we're looking out for. Justice Cuevas or anyone from the defense panel, tama po ba na ang pagkakaintindi ko, ang teorya ninyo, pag hindi pa nade-deliver, hindi pa lubusang pag-aari ni Chief Justice Corona at hindi kailangan ideklara sa SALN? Yun po ba ang teoryang sinusulong ninyo?
That depends, Your Honor. If what is involved is general delivery, then the law on delivery will apply. But in cases of specific instances, then the very contract between the parties, together with the exchange of communication, will be very enlightening as to whether actual physical possession had already been delivered to the buyer, Your Honor.
So ang teorya nga po ninyo, pinapaturan niyo iba't ibang stages at klase ng delivery. At kung hindi pa delivered, hindi pa kailangan ideklara. O sa kabilang banda, bagaman hindi rehistrado, kapag ka na-deliver na, hindi na rin kailangan ideklara. Yun po ba yung tamang pagkakaintindi?
No, what is determinative of whether a property should be entered into the SAL of the filer, Your Honor, is whether they already have the ownership and possession of the property.
Ownership and possession.
That's correct, Your Honor.
When you say ownership, it means reflected in official documents or government records?
Correct.
For example, Justice Cuevas, in this case, your position is it was not yet accepted and therefore not fully delivered and therefore need not be declared. Even and also the name of the real property tax declaration is still in the name of the developer. Would that be correct?
That is what our evidence show, Your Honor. Because there was no actual physical delivery which allows the buyer to take possession of the property and exercise acts of ownership not until and unless the property had been delivered to him. To her, rather. And the non-delivery, Your Honor, if caused by factors which is also admitted by the seller, then that exempts the buyer from making an entry with respect thereto in his SAL, Your Honor.
But on the reverse, Justice Cuevas, insofar as the Marikina property is concerned, if I'm not mistaken, there was delivery, but ownership was not yet fully vested, in fact, up to today, in the person of Mr. Vicente. Because I was thinking that your theory was delivery would consummate it.
What we were trying, there is no parity of issues, Your Honor. In the case of the Marikina properties, what we proved by our evidence is there was a sale. Now, whether there is transfer of ownership, whether there was a torrent certificate of title issued in favor of the buyer is immaterial as between the parties, Your Honor, because it is never a condition precedent to the validity of the sale that torrent certificate of title had been issued in favor of the buyer. More so, if the buyer is not interested in the issuance thereof, Your Honor.
Mr. President, I will not engage in an argument with Justice Cuevas or counsel for defense, only that it is my wish that the legal theories and positions of the two sides, although of course they should suit their respective clients and clientele, I hope would be consistent insofar as all the items in the SALN is concerned, that we can catch the thread of the arguments.
With
Mr.
the kind permissions of...
Please, Your Honor.
There is no parity of facts between this Vicente case, and Your Honor, and this case. The Vicente case deals with an existing property. In this particular instance, Your Honor, the sale, the contract to sale covers a property that still have to be constructed, Your Honor. It was not in existence. So practically it was a sale of a right, Your Honor. Now, when the building was constructed, it was only in 2006, Your Honor. So it is our humble submission that notwithstanding the payment of the price for the property purchased way back earlier than 2006, there could be no transfer of possession, Your Honor, because no property actually exists. In the Vicente case, Your Honor, the property was existing. And there is no necessity for the registration thereof by the buyer if he doesn't care to be issued the Torrent certificate of title. The Torrent certificate of title, Your Honor, binds the property against the entire world. But as against
if I may interject with the permission of the gentleman
Yes, Mr.
from
President. I submit.
Sorsogon, the theory of the defense, there was no asset to be reported.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't get with your pardon, Your Honor.
In other words, the theory of the defense is there is no res or thing to be delivered and accepted. There was no asset to be reported.
We have not gone that far, Your Honor. We were merely trying to solve the issue of whether he is already the owner, so much so that he is under obligation to report it in his SLN.
All right, go ahead.
I submit, Mr. President. Thank you, Justice Cuevas.
Thank you also.
Are you through with the marking? Where is the next witness? Miss L.A. Is Miss L.A. already inside?
She was with us a little earlier in the room.
Is the witness in the building already?
Yes, Your Honor. Very much.
Trial suspended for 1 minute.
Yeah, nandun. Ayan na.
Trial resume.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Defense counsel, under the same oath, the witness will testify.
With the permission of the Honorable Senate President.
Proceed.
Ms. Witness, you were asked yesterday to bring certain documents for today's hearing. Did you bring these documents?
Yes, sir.
Will you produce it, please?
Yes, sir, I will. This is the appointment of Notary Public.
May we request the witness to identify for the record the documents that she is showing to the prosecution?
Yes, sir. I was asked to bring with me the appointment of the Notary Public, Maynard P. Panella. I'm handing it over to the prosecution.
How about the other documents?
Yeah.
Your Honor,
Yes.
maybe let's be given 2 or 5 minutes to inspect the documents before we proceed with our cross-examination.
How many minutes?
5 minutes, Your Honor.
All right. Trial suspended for 5 minutes.
Original.
We are still waiting for the prosecution, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Trial resumed.
May we just ask the prosecution if they have already returned the original folders to the witness? They are in possession of the folders.
May we put it on record that all the folders are returned to the witness?
Are you now ready to cross-examine?
Attorney Ele, are your files already complete?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we have gone through all of the documents that we've requested. We've inspected them, and we have no cross-examination questions. We will only mark the 2 documents that were presented yesterday, Your Honor.
So you saw the commission of Attorney Maynard Panela,
Yes, Your Honor.
as well as the monthly statements, reports, covering letters of all documents acknowledged by Attorney Panela,
Yes, Your Honor.
including the year 2007.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What is your pleasure with respect to this witness?
We would like, Your Honor, that exhibits 215 and 216 that were identified and brought by the witness yesterday be adopted as prosecution evidence, and that we will be marking them, Your Honor.
Mark them accordingly.
May we request that exhibit 215 be marked as exhibit 11E, Your Honor,
Mark them accordingly. Mark it accordingly.
and exhibit 216 be marked as exhibit 11F, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
May we have submarkings, Your Honor, of 11E insofar as the date is concerned to be our 11E-1, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
And the page 2, the second page of exhibit 11F be marked as exhibit 11G, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
And in 11G, Your Honor, we respectfully request a submarking of 11G-1 pertaining to the date, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly. Are you through with the witness?
Your Honor, by way of redirect examination, we just want to also mark in evidence.
But what is a redirect when there is no cross-examination?
There was a cross-examination yesterday. This is just a continuation, Your Honor, of the cross-examination. And during the cross-examination yesterday, the witness was required to bring with her the copy of the commission of the notary public, as well as the notarial register for the month included, Your Honor, where the declaration of trust and the special power of attorney were registered. And by way of redirect, Your Honor, we would just want to mark in evidence the documents
Just
that...
mark them. You have no redirect question.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're just adopting those documents as your exhibit. So go ahead, mark them.
We request, Your Honor, that the certification identified during cross-examination by the witness, certifying that Attorney Maynard P. Panela was commissioned a notary public for and in Quezon City for the term of April 6, 2006 up to December 31, 2007, be marked as our exhibit 224.
Mark it accordingly.
We also request the certificate of notarial commission issued by the executive judge of the Regional Trial Court of Quezon City in favor of Attorney Maynard P. Panela, dated April 7, 2006, be marked as our exhibit 225.
Mark it accordingly.
That will be all, Your Honor.
In effect, you have come into a stipulation of fact. It would have been simpler if you just made both of you manifested anyway. You're through with the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
The witness is discharged.
Thank you,
Next
Your
witness.
Mr. President,
The majority floor leader.
thank you, Mr. President. The next witness is again a continuation of the examination yesterday. Attorney Eulalio C. Diaz III, Administrator of the Land Registration Authority. Both defense and the prosecution agreed yesterday that they will sort out the properties really owned by the Chief Justice. But then again, I hope we can call on the witness now, Mr. President, because Senator Miriam Defense
Have
also
the
asked
two
questions.
panels agreed on the number of assets in the form of real properties owned by the respondent Chief Justice?
Good afternoon, Your Honor,
Yes.
the Honorable Presiding Officer, and the honorable members of the Impeachment Court. I have met, Your Honor, with the opposing counsel this morning, and we have sorted out the list, the titles as contained in the list submitted by the LRA Administrator, Your Honor. And we came up with stipulation, Your Honor, as to certain titles that are either canceled or titles not under the name of Renato C. Corona or names of Renato C. Corona and Cristina Corona, but are also not canceled, Your Honor. And we're ready, Your Honor. I am ready to state for the record, Your Honor, these titles, Your Honor.
Did you enter into a stipulation of facts?
We have entered into a stipulation, Your Honor, as to the entries, Your Honor, in the titles listed in the LRA
Correct.
letter, Your Honor.
The court is just clarifying. You entered into a stipulation of fact regarding titles
That's correct, Your Honor.
in writing.
No, Your Honor.
Why don't you reduce it in writing and submit it to the court formally? Can you not do that for simplification?
Will it be a joint manifestation, Your Honor, or we have to comment?
All right, you can manifest it if you want. Your common agreement.
We are ready, Your Honor, to manifest, but
All right,
it might
manifest
take
it.
a little longer, Your Honor, and I would beg the indulgence of the Honorable Court, Your Honor, to
Yes.
permit me.
You now make a manifestation and let's hear the prosecution.
I will do so, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Of the 45 titles, Your Honor, contained in the list submitted by the LRA Administrator, Your Honor, in response to the request by Congressman Tupas, there are 17 canceled titles, Your Honor. And I am reading, Your Honor, and would like to invite your attention to this January 10, 2012 communication by Attorney Eulalio C. Diaz, Administrator of the Land Registration Authority, to Congressman Neil C. Tupas, Jr. In these numbered titles, Your Honor, the following are canceled.
And those are no longer material evidence in this proceeding.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All
But
right.
Well, Your Honor, if I may, except, Your Honor, of one of the properties, the Ayala Heights property, which was sold only in 2010, insofar as the prosecution is concerned, that is still material for the years 2002 to 2009, Your Honor. And that is our Exhibit Triple G, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please, insofar as this will prove our earlier stated purpose, Your Honor, that in fact canceled titles were included in the list to show or to make it appear that the Chief Justice still owns a number of properties, that would be this list, Your Honor, will still be
In
material
other
to
words,
us.
you are stating that 17 titles ought to be subtracted from the 45 alleged titles owned by the very property represented thereby owned by the respondent, Chief Justice.
That's a precise observation, Your Honor.
All right.
Uh,
Is that correct? The prosecution from the prosecution side.
That will be correct only for the year 2010, Your Honor, because as we have said, up to year 2009, the Ayala Heights property, Your Honor, was still in the name of Chief Justice
Only
Corona.
to that extent.
Only to that extent,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
So these are the 17 cancelled titles, Your Honor. I will mention the number first as appearing in the list. This is number 10 in the list, which is marked as Exhibit 199 for the defense. The title number is TCT number N-85804. Registered owners are Maria Cristina R. Corona and Renato C. Corona. And this is the Marikina property, Your Honor. This is actually the mother title of the subdivided 7 parcels of land testified on by the defense witness Demetrio Vicente, Your Honor. During the testimony, the witness claimed having already bought these parcels of land. Next is number 16 in the list of the LRA administrator. This is title CCT number 19497. But in the list, Your Honor, it appears there that it is registered under the name of spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. As an additional stipulation, Your Honor, the prosecution agreed that the list was wrong because in the list, it appeared there that the owners of this title are spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. But if we look at the title itself, it was registered under the name of Mega World Corporation, Your Honor, because this is an originating title. Next, Your Honor, is number 17 in the list, which is CCT number 19651. In the list, the registered names are spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. This is again wrong, Your Honor, because looking at the title, it will show that the registered owner was Mega World Corporation. There is also stipulation to that effect, and the prosecution agreed with that observation. Next, Your Honor, is number 18 in the list, which is CCT number 19652, registered again in the list as spouses under spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. This is again wrong because the title itself shows that it was under the name of Mega World Corporation. There was a stipulation also in this regard. Next is number 19 in the list, which is CCT number 19653. In the list, it appears there that this property or this title is registered under spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. Again, this is wrong, Your Honor, because the title itself shows that it was registered under the name of Mega World Corporation. Next is number 20 in the list, Your Honor, which is CCT number 8777. In the list, it says there that the title is registered under spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. This is again a wrong list, Your Honor, because the title itself shows that it is registered under the name of Fort Bonifacio Development Corporation. Next cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 21 in the list, which is TCT number 989. This actually should be TCT 989-P/T-05-P, cancelled as originating title to number 22, which is the McKinley property, Your Honor. Next is number 24 in the list, marked as Exhibit 201 for the defense. This is TCT number RT-77725-16799. registered under Vicente Rocco Jr., married to Asuncion Basa. Next cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 25 in the list, marked as Exhibit Triple G for the prosecution. This is TCT number 85121, registered under the names spouses Renato C. Corona and Cristina Corona. This is the Ayala Heights property, Your Honor, sold to the Rivera spouses. Next cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 28 in the list, marked as Exhibit Double U, at title number TCT number N-254901, registered under the names of Cristina R. Corona and Renato Corona. This is the La Vista property sold to Maria Carla C. Castillo, married to Constantino T. Castillo. Next cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 30 in the list, marked as Exhibit 203 for the defense. This is TCT number N-154400, registered under the names of spouses Angelina T. Castillo and Constantino A. Castillo. Next cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 33 in the list, marked as Exhibit 206 for the defense. This is a title number TCT number RT-106747226256, registered under the name of National Housing Authority. Another cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 35 in the list, pre-marked as Exhibit 207 for the defense. This is CCT number N-11168, under the name Burgundy Realty Corporation. This is the originating title to the Burgundy property referred to in number 34 of the list, Your Honor. Another cancelled title is number 38 in the list, Your Honor, marked as Exhibit YY for the prosecution. This is title number 125683, with registered owners Mirna Nelad Bahar and Beneroso E. Bahar. Another cancelled title appearing in the list is number 40 in the list, Your Honor, marked as Triple C for the prosecution. This is TCT number RT-20758, registered under the name of Danielle Encina, married to Domiciana Artrero. Another cancelled title, Your Honor, is number 42 in the list of the letter of the LRA administrator. This was pre-marked as Exhibit 209 for the defense. This is TCT number RT-3190163659, registered under the name of Eugenia Coronado, married to Juan M. Corona. And lastly, Your Honor, the 17th cancelled title is number 44 in the list, Your Honor, pre-marked as Exhibit 211 for the defense. This is TCT number 84241, registered under the names of Ismael A. Mathay Jr. et al.
So
These are all the cancelled titles, Your Honor.
So as far as the defense is concerned, you're saying to the court that those 17 titles do not cover properties, real estate property belonging to the Corona couple, the Chief Justice and his wife. Is that it?
That's the exact admission made in the
All right.
stipulation this
What is
morning,
the
Your Honor.
position of the prosecution?
As we have said a while ago, Your Honor, subject to the qualification that the title of the Ayala Heights property, although cancelled only in 2010, Your Honor. So that insofar as the prosecution is
that
concerned,
is your only reservation.
yes, Your Honor, that is still material for the years 2002 to 2009, Your Honor.
All right. Subject to that reservation, we finish with the stipulation of fact
Your Honor, please.
as manifested by the defense counsel into the record. So what is your pleasure?
Your Honor, please, there is another set of stipulation that we are able to make this morning, Your Honor.
Just let's finish the first stipulation.
All right, Your Honor, please.
Is that correct? Huh?
That is perfectly correct, Your Honor, as far as the defense is concerned.
All right. Subject to the
Subject to
single
the
reservation.
Your Honor, which we will dwell at the
All
proper
right.
time, Your Honor.
What is the other stipulation?
The other point of stipulation, Your Honor,
May we just
We
request,
need-
Your Honor, sorry, if we
Yes.
could just make a written manifestation insofar as this.
Let us hear first the defense.
Thank you, Your Honor.
the other set of stipulation, Your Honor, dwells on another set of titles appearing in the list, Your Honor. This will be
So
12.
before you start that, what is your pleasure?
We request, Your Honor, that to expedite the proceeding, that it be done in a joint manifestation, Your Honor. Insofar as this.
Why don't you file a joint written manifestation signed by both of you?
The
will do
next
that, Your Honor.
stipulation, Your Honor, will not take long, Your Honor. It will only cover 12 titles, Your Honor.
All right,
Not
proceed.
This-
Second batch.
Thank you, Your Honor. We had a stipulation this morning where the prosecution agreed, Your Honor, that from the list of 45 titles and excluding the 17 cancelled
There's
titles, Your Honor,
28 left. 28.
of the 28 titles left, Your Honor,
All right.
there are 12 titles not under the name of Renato Corona or under the names of Renato Corona and Cristina Corona, Your Honor.
And that is accepted
That
by
is
the
accepted during this
prosecution.
morning's stipulation, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, not entirely correct, Your Honor, because of these 12 titles that are still existing or still effective, Your Honor, it includes 4 titles in the names, Your Honor, of the children of the Chief Justice and wife, of which the prosecution claims, Your Honor, that this belongs to the respondent and wife, Your Honor. So out of these 12 titles, only 8 we are willing to stipulate that they are not in the names of Renato Corona or Cristina Corona or the children, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, please. Let me just be accurate, Your Honor. This morning, the stipulation was that we look at these titles as reflected or contained in the list, Your Honor, and the titles themselves, Your Honor, show who are the registered owners, Your Honor.
But
The
I
stipulation-
agree with you.
Your Honor, there was agreement, Your Honor. I think the reservation was that 4 of these titles are still subject to their dispute, Your Honor.
All right.
But
You talk about 12.
12, Your Honor.
You state the 12 in the
yes, please.
record
Thank you,
and
Your Honor.
subject to a counter manifestation by the prosecution.
Thank you, Your Honor. These are the 12 titles not under the name of Renato Corona, but still not cancelled, Your Honor. Number 1, I'll go by the listing, Your Honor, contained in the LRA administrator's letter. Number 2 in the list, Your Honor, pre-marked as Exhibit 198 for the defense. This is TCT number 58643, registered under the names of spouses Constantino L. Castillo and Rosenda A. Castillo.
That's already marked for the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Number 22 in the list, pre-marked as Exhibit G for the prosecution. This is TCT number 2093-P, Your Honor. In the list, Your Honor, the name appearing as registered owner is Maria Cristina R. Corona, Your Honor. But looking at the title, the name indicated as the one who is the registered owner is actually that of Maria Charina Corona. I got a stipulation this morning, Your Honor, and may I just get a confirmation from the good counsel as well, Your Honor, if they are confirming that.
We confirm that, Your Honor, and that has been marked as our exhibit double G, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So you
Next.
confirm that that is excluded from the assets allegedly owned by
Yes, Your Honor.
the Chief Justice?
Yes, Your
This
Honor.
one.
Next, Your Honor, is number 23 in the list, pre-marked as Exhibit 200 for the defense. This is TCT number 004-201-000-00410, with registered under the names Cristina R. Corona et al. Next on the list, Your Honor, is number 26, pre-marked as Exhibit 186 for the defense, which is TCT number 004-201-000-1387, registered under the names of spouses Rodel Rivera and Amelia E. Rivera. Next, title not under the name of the Chief Justice, Your Honor, is number 27 in the list, pre-marked as Exhibit 202 for the defense. This is TCT number 004-201-000-7780, registered under the name of Erlinda S. Castillo. Next on the list is number 29, pre-marked as marked as Exhibit XX for the prosecution. This is TCT number 004-201-001-0259, registered under the name of Maria Carla C. Castillo, married to Constantino T. Castillo III. Next, title not under the name of the Chief Justice, Your Honor, is number 31 in the list, pre-marked as Exhibit 204 for the defense. This is TCT number N-239406, registered under the names of Constantino del Castillo et al. Next, Your Honor, is number 32 in the list, pre-marked as Exhibit 205 for the defense. This is TCT number N-239398, registered under the name of Constantino del Castillo. Next, Your Honor, is number 36 in the list. This is pre-marked as Exhibit 208 for the defense. This is TCT number RT-62661-82917, registered under the name of Constantino L. Castillo, married to Felisa A. Castillo. Next is number 37 in the list, Your Honor, marked as Exhibit BBB for the prosecution. This is TCT number N-327732, registered under the name of Constantino T. Castillo III, married to Maria Carla C. Castillo. Next is number 39 in the list, marked as Exhibit FFF for the prosecution. This is TCT number N-260027, registered under the name of Constantino T. Castillo III, married to Carla R. Corona. Lastly, Your Honor, number 43 of the list, pre-marked as Exhibit 210 for the defense. This is TCT number 84242, registered under the name or names of spouses Constantino Castillo Jr. and Angelina T. Castillo. These are all the 12 titles, Your Honor.
So, as far as the defense is concerned, you are excluding 29 titles in that list issued by the Land Registration Authority.
Exactly, Your Honor.
All right? What is the position of the prosecution with respect to these 12 titles?
Insofar as the 12 titles, Your Honor, defense admitted, Your Honor, that it includes 4 properties that the prosecution is claiming to be owned by the Chief Justice, and I will enumerate them as well, Your Honor.
Yes.
And these are number 22 in the list, Your Honor, TCT number 2093-P, the McKinley Hill lot, marked as Exhibit G, in the name of Maria Charina R. Corona, acquired in the amount of 9,159,940, Your Honor. The second property, Your Honor, is item number 29, title number TCT number 004-2010010,259, in the name of Maria Carla Castillo, marked as Exhibit X, and this is the La Vista property acquired by Maria Carla Castillo for 18 million from Mrs. Cristina Corona, Your Honor. The third property claimed by the prosecution to be owned by the Chief Justice, Your Honor, is number 37 in the list, and this is the TCT number N-327732, the Cubao property, which is in the name of Constantino Castillo III, which he acquired, Your Honor, 15 million pesos, Your Honor. Constantino Castillo III is the husband of Maria Carla Castillo, Your Honor.
All right.
And number 4, lastly, Your Honor, is number 39 in the list, TCT number N-260027, the Kalayaan property, Your Honor, registered in the name of Constantino Castillo III, married to Maria Carla Castillo, acquired in the amount of 10,500,000, marked as Exhibit F of the prosecution, Your Honor.
All right. So, of the first 17, you made a reservation on one title. Okay? Correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
And on the second batch of 12 titles, you made reservation on 4 titles.
Yes, Your Honor.
And those are stated in the record. Now, for purposes of clarity and accuracy, the court now instruct you to submit your respective memorandum on this issue and justify your position, the position of the defense, for the defense, and the position of the prosecution, for the prosecution with respect to the 5 titles over which you made the reservation. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct?
Your Honor, please, just a word for the record to correct the earlier statements that the price or consideration for the McKinley property, Your
The
Honor.
statement of whom?
The statement of the opposing counsel, Your Honor, that the price for the acquisition of this McKinley property, Your Honor, is 9 million. This is contrary, Your Honor, to the existing record, which is a deed of sale.
Treat that in your written memorandum.
All right, Your Honor. But just to make this of record, Your Honor, instead of 9 million, Your Honor, the price actually is 6,196,500, Your Honor.
Is there a deed of sale?
Yes, please, Your Honor, and I'm reading from the deed of sale, Your Honor.
And the deed of sale proves that value of 6 million.
This is the value reflected in the deed of sale, Your Honor.
All right.
No, Your Honor.
Well, treat that in your
We
memorandum.
will do so as advised,
Okay.
Your Honor.
It's not, Your Honor. It's,
All right.
it's 9 million, Your Honor. It's Exhibit E-15, Your Honor.
Well,
We will
anyway,
prove that, Your Honor.
this is a factual issue which you will have to treat in your respective memorandum. Okay? All right. Next witness. So, there remains a common, I want to clarify, out of the 45 proper real estate assets listed in the listing of the Land Registration Authority, originally submitted by that authority to the prosecution for purposes of asking a subpoena to sustain from this court, 16 remains as recognized real estate asset of the Corona family. Am I correct?
Well, for the prosecution, Your Honor,
29 minus 45 minus 29, 16, subject to the reservation of the prosecution as to 5.
yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, please, just to make the record straight, Your Honor, please. Based on on the transfer certificate of title alone appearing in the list of the LRA of the list submitted by the LRA administrator, there are 45 titles there, Your Honor.
All right.
We exclude the 17 canceled titles. That gives us only 28 titles, Your Honor.
Yes.
And now we also excluded 12 from the 28, Your Honor. That gives us 16, Your Honor. And
That is your position.
yes, I'm just
But
stating, Your Honor.
the prosecution has a reservation.
Subject to
has
the reservation, Your Honor.
with respect
We
to 5
recognize that, Your
titles.
Honor.
Okay? So, I want you to put this down in writing in your respective memorandum and justify your position.
Yeah.
Okay?
If Your Honor, please.
Yes.
If it will not, if it will not be asking too much, Your Honor, may I propose that this matter be the subject of evidence, because this involves question of facts and not merely of law, Your Honor. Because while it is true that the property is registered not in the name of Chief Justice Corona, Your Honor, but in another's name, there is a claim by the prosecution that this belongs to Justice Corona and Mrs. Corona, Your Honor.
That is only with respect to
There are 4,
in the 12,
there are
and
four-
then 1 in the 17.
Yes, Your Honor. There are 4 in the excluded list and another 1, Your Honor. And I do not think that the memorandum will solve the validity of the claim of each of the contending parties in here. So if it will not be asking too much, may we humbly request, Your Honor, that evidence be required for purposes of enlightening the court as to the claim of both parties, Your Honor. It is not merely a
With
question.
respect to the 4,
Yes, Your Honor.
and, the 5. The
Yes,
5.
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Because if I understood correctly, I hope with the kind indulgence of the Honorable Court, if I understood correctly, Your Honor, there is an admission on the part of the prosecution that this question titles, Your Honor, do not carry the name of Chief Justice Corona and Mrs. Corona as registered owners. But
They
not in-
argue that even if these titles are not in the name of
Justice.
the respondent, Chief Justice and his wife,
Yes, Your Honor.
still, this
Still.
property are supposed to be his.
Precisely, Your
All
Honor.
right.
There is where the issue
So,
of fact
I
comes
agree.
in.
That is subject of proof.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So ordered.
We agree, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. President,
So we are talking here of 20, 21.
Yes, Your Honor.
21, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. President,
The majority floor leader.
yes, may we call on the witness now?
Well,
Attorney Diaz.
we would like to manifest, Your Honor, that this is our turn to cross-examine, and there's no cross-examination for the prosecution, Your Honor. And so far as the administrator.
Is there a redirect from the defense?
Since there is no cross, Your Honor,
Sir.
may I be allowed to say,
Yes.
that does not require, but may we be allowed to ask a couple of additional direct, with the kind permission of the Honorable Court.
Granted. Bring the witness in.
Yes, Mr. President, and also there are a number of members of the court, senator judges who wish to ask questions on the witness, to the witness.
Where's the witness?
Tinawag na.
Session suspended for 1 minute.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hingi nga ng coffee. Trial resumed. Proceed. Defense, you may now ask your questions. Additional redirect.
Additional direct, Your Honor.
Additional direct
Thank you, Your Honor.
question. Proceed.
Good afternoon, Attorney Diaz.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Your Honors.
In today's proceedings, it was determined that 15 titles, those TCT titles, involved in your certification that cover properties that do not belong to the Chief Justice.